All right, I took down my previous video about my financial straits at this time because when I made that video, I was really, really, really stressed out. I had so much going on at the same time. And when it gets like that, I get overwhelmed. I can handle a certain level of stress, and then my anxiety just kicks in and I become a mess. And that's what happened. So I took that video down and I'm going to focus on just trying to figure out what I can do. Now, I've got my taxes done. I've got a request into the state to get me some help to get weather this thing. And if those things go through okay, then and soon, that's going to make a huge difference for me. Um, I guess what I need right now, and thank you to the people who have been supportive. Um, I'd like to create a Patreon system for my channels and maybe a GoFundMe. I'm not really sure about the GoFundMe. I'm not sure if I'm like going a little bit too far with the situation. I kind of feel awkward about it, or maybe like it's not right to do it. But I think that if I have a Patreon or something similar to Patreon, maybe on a different platform, if somebody knows of a better platform, then that might be a good way to help support my channel because I've put I didn't realize how much I had spent on my reviews channel and my tech channel over the past year plus. Um, I knew it was a lot. I didn't realize that between the two channels I had spent over $13,000 buying products to review. Now, granted, when it came to the food and beverages, most of them I and my son were consuming. A few of them I was donating to a food pantry because we weren't willing to eat them because they had meat in them or something like that. A small number got thrown away because they were bad. I mean, they were just like nasty tasting. So, but yeah, a lot of it I can't get rid of it because I haven't. It's computer stuff, and I haven't gone through the testing that I need to go through in order to make the videos for them. And the testing, it takes a lot of time for some of these videos that I make. Now, some of the videos that you see on my tech channel, the PC Expert Amateur, the videos may encapsulate a lot of information in one video or two videos, and yet those videos represent far more effort on my part than the videos that are initial reviews of products, which are very easy to produce, very low effort. All I've got to do is talk about the product from an initial inspection of it and run the product a bit and then share the specifications that I can find online about it and on the box about it. And that's it. That's really a low-hanging fruit. But I seem to get a lot more response to those than the ones that actually are really valuable and take a lot of time and effort from me to create. And those are where I'm actually doing tests instead of just looking at specifications. So it's like, well, if I do the easy stuff, I get more subscribers than if I do the hard stuff that's actually valuable. But I don't want to just do the easy stuff. I want to provide stuff that looks beyond the supposed specifications of the product, if those specifications are even given in a complete manner, which often they're not, to find out if those specs are correct, if they are overstated, if they're understated, and if there's missing specs. And oftentimes there are, like static pressure is often a big one for fans and coolers. What is the actual specification? So, my 3 channels, Eclectician, Glenn's Fast Reviews, and the PC Expert Amateur. I want to make a Patreon system or something, some other company that provides the same thing as Patreon, if there's a better option than Patreon out there. I don't even know. I have an account on Patreon. I just haven't done anything with it because I honestly am stuck. I don't know what to offer you in return for you helping me financially. I want to be able to buy current products, but a lot of the current products are really expensive. I also want to buy cheap products, or inexpensive products, I should say, because I'm hoping to find that hidden gem, that corroded coin that turns out to be pure platinum, because they're out there. And I want to find things that are inexpensive for you so that you can go out and get them, and you'll be like, yes! You'll feel like I feel when I find a great deal. I'm sure you feel the same way, actually. Well, most of you. So please, can you please tell me, what should I offer as far as levels of donations? And for each level, what should I give in return? I really don't know. I don't know what is going to be enough to motivate people. Is it going to be your name up at the end of the video? Is it going to be that I send you a personal thank you letter or card or something like that? Is it going to be that you're just satisfied giving something and you don't expect anything in return? Is it that if you give me a lot of money, you're going to want you want to see something special in return? You want to have a say in what I look at next. You want to designate what the money goes to specifically. Just share that with me. If it's the tech channel, if it's the reviews channel, if it's Eclectician, that's my baby, and it's my least popular of the 3 channels. Well, I have 4 channels, but I don't pay any attention to the 4th one. That's the channel where I put up things that I feel are really important. More important than food and beverage and product reviews. More important than technology. And I don't have a videographer. I'm not good at editing. I'm not good at color coordination. So for me to make videos look good, it's really, really challenging. I'm sorry. But if you can tell me what are reasonable levels for donations and what I should give in return on YouTube and on Patreon, that would really help me out a lot. Because my Eclectician channel is, like I said, it's my baby. And I do it because these are things that I want to talk about that are important. Or at least I think they're important. The Glenn's Fast Reviews started out as just a way for me to catalog my opinion of products that I tried. And I never expected it to be the channel that would be monetized. So it was a bit of a surprise. And now I've just recently passed 1,600 subscribers. Thank you very much. And I'm earning about $100 a month at this point. This is January, February, March is the first time where I have earned every single month. Previously, there was a gap of 1 month or 2 months or 3 months between payouts. But now it looks like it's going to be a small but monthly paycheck for me. And that's fantastic. I never expected this channel, Glenn's Fast Reviews, to earn me money. And I've tried to expand things, but I have moved the technology stuff off of that channel into my tech channel, the PC Expert Amateur. And I call myself the Expert Amateur because I am an amateur in many respects, but I'm also very knowledgeable in other respects. There are people who know way more than me. I admit it. I do not consider myself to be an expert, but I know a fair amount more than the average person. And I want to help people. I want to, like I said, find those hidden gems. And I want this to be a public service. So, because I'm buying stuff that I'm not going to personally use. It would have been a lot easier for me if I had just said, hey, manufacturers, send me your free stuff. I want to try it out and review it and put it on my channel. That would have been a lot easier than spending so maybe not $13,000, but a significant $13,000 between Glenn's Fast Reviews and the PC Expert Amateur. All right. I would say more of that went to the PC Expert Amateur than did the reviews channel, but I'm not sure because, I'd have to look at the breakdown again. But yeah, I started that channel because I wanted to provide a way for people to find out about less expensive options for fans and coolers and eventually other types of parts for computers. So now you know my motivation, and I know that I'm not going to make everybody satisfied no matter what I say, no matter what I do. There are people who do and have and will continue to criticize the way I do my testing. They think it's wrong, and that's okay if that's what they want to think. If they want to do things in a lab, which is divorced from reality, that's their choice. It's very reproducible, so you can rank things based on that very sterile environment, but it has nothing to do with day-to-day computer usage in the real world. If you want to do it on an open bench, which is basically a case without a case to hold your parts together in one area so it's not a mess lying on the desk. If you think that's useful, yeah, well, for the people who actually use open benches, it's useful. And for the billions of other people who don't use open benches for their computer components, it's not so useful. It's more useful for people who have a horizontally oriented case than for people like me that have a vertically oriented case. And I'm pretty sure more people own vertical cases than horizontal ones. So that open bench testing, which is more relevant to that horizontal orientation of a case, isn't particularly helpful because there's no case. So airflow is totally different as opposed to inside of a case. So the results are not going to be particularly relevant. Are they somewhat of an indicator? Yes, but they're not going to be particularly relevant because of the huge difference in airflow. No case, air goes up. Case, air is trapped and goes only where it can go, being pushed around by fans. So, yeah. Before I start going off on another tangent, I know I tend to do that, I'm sorry. Please give me your suggestions. Thank you so very much for your support. I really and seriously, I appreciate it. And I kind of even feel a little bit uncomfortable with the number of views I got. And there's a part of me that's saying, you idiot, don't take them down. You're getting hundreds of views. But at the same time, they're not in line with my real goals, and there are ethical considerations and legal considerations, and it's probably just better if, and I'm not saying there was anything illegal in that video, because there wasn't. I'm not saying that I lied in that video, because I did not. I'm just saying that it can potentially complicate things in ways that would be bad for me. So, yeah. Thanks again. I appreciate you guys. Thanks you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, a wonderful year.